Aikatsu and the Pretty series are some of the biggest fashion anime aimed at kids. Year after year, we're given new coords to customize and play with. Today, we're going to be reviewing all the coords in the newest entry, Himitsu no Aipri. Despite its simple graphics, the designs managed to leave their mark with large motifs and strong palettes. Let's talk about the game's first year of outfits. Poppin' Heart is our main character Himari's brand, and it's mostly cute pink outfits. The primary coord is Aipri vs Pink, which is a cute pink dress with white accents. It's a pretty simple design, but it's also a great base for the performance coord, Poppin' Heart Buzzaloom. Buzzaloom coords are the series' main gimmick and light up during the performance. In case you're new here, whenever I say coord, just know I mean outfit. Poppin' Heart Buzzaloom does a really great job selling Aipri's vibe. It's got busy triangle patterns and angular ribbons on it. I think the boots are a bit basic with the heart buttons, but the heart toe is a bit cute. The ribbon's gem is really ornate too. The Buzzaloom version is really busy with neon triangles and hearts that somewhat overwhelm me. I think it looks great in animation, but I do wish it had more going on than drawn-on shapes. Overall, these two coords feel like a better version of Aikatsu Planet's casual outfits. They're simple enough to be animated, but work as great templates for performance outfits. It's just really efficient design. The next outfit we'll cover is Cutie Rabbit. The pieces are quite plain, but the polka dots add visual rhythm and the rabbit is a good focal point. I do wish the skirt's beads featured elsewhere though. It's also where the polka dots are the weakest. Despite that, it is a very cute design. My favorite variant is probably the red one because it gives me magician vibes. Donut Patissier is another display of Aipri's strength with big motifs to draw focus and simple complementary patterns. The coords are never that complicated, but through careful use of detail, they come off as more than the sum of their parts. It's one of my favorite outfits. I wish I could say the same about Welcome Cherry though, which is really awkward with its busy detail. The wide skirt is translucent, there's glittered cherries everywhere, and the sleeve's shape is at odds with a rounder design. I think the lack of cohesion leaves it unfocused. Perhaps a rounder sleeve and a different skirt would have helped. Moving on to the next brand, we've got Miracle Moon. This is the series' second brand and belongs to Mitsuki Hoshikawa, our deuteragonist. Her main coord is Aipri vs Blue, which is really clean and elegant. The shorts feel really modern and the neck bow pairs really well with the frills and sleeves. It's just a very, very pretty design. This feel is elevated in the performance version, which amps up the frill and ribbon while adding ruffle to the shorts and a clear white ribbon. It looks so pretty, even in Buzzaloom form. I credit this coord's success to a good balance of solid color and neon noise. This is the balance I feel Himari's outfit was lacking. Next, we'll look at Jiggle Jelly Soda. This is another standout in coord design, with dollops of cream lining the ends of each piece. The use of white cream keeps the busier blue sections readable while adding on to the theme. I think the shapes are great too. The sharp crescent is reserved for the top and the bottom, while the rounder shapes dominate the design. The jelly skirt is my favorite part, with the shoes being a close second. Jiggle Jelly Grape is my favorite variation. Glittering Jellyfish brings in the brand's aquatic theme with its white bubble texture and wavy blue lace. I think the colors are great, but I wish the top pieces were more distinct. The dramatic skirt is a strong piece, so it's pretty hard to match with anything. The star motif is interesting too, but I can't say I love anything about the skirt here. The variants are fine, they remind me of coral. Let's wrap up this brand with Honeybee, the strangest outfit yet. I don't know why this is in this brand, it looks so bad. The stripes are weak, the cape is awkward. It feels like the bee motif was slapped onto a pretty shaky design. There's nothing inspired about any of its pieces, so I'm kind of embarrassed that they put this in here. It just looks so awkward, especially those shorts. I wish they'd have given it rounder shapes like a hive or something, a honey pot. There were so many better ways to execute this idea. The series' third brand is Scarlet Butterfly, and it's used by Sakuraren Joji, the student council president. Looking at her Aipri outfit, it's got a mature feel with a tighter silhouette and a low-cut top, which suit the brand's image. The performance coord ups the ruffle and adds butterfly decals, which is fine, it's just the same thing but more. What I prefer though is the Buzzloom form. It gets rid of the strong purple, which really lets the red shine. The white neon is the perfect accent. I think it really lights up the outfit. It is the perfect Buzzloom chord. I'd credit this to actually good contrast. I'm not sure why, but this is the first Buzzloom chord that genuinely blew me away. Mitsuki's is a close second, but Himari's was kind of just it's like a digital-ish dress. Butterfly Magic is another great outfit. It combines playful pieces with mature style. The dark opera gloves have pretty butterflies, and even the ribbon heels feature a gaudy glitter butterfly. This is carried into gorgeous bijou, which is a plain purple dress with big jewel accessories. Ordinarily, I would hate this, but the gaudiness feels intentional. I have to love it. The final chord we'll cover is Rich Berry Tart. It's got quite a rich texture with a white cream drops and milky trim. Such an efficient way to decorate a red dress. I love the delicate chocolate crown and the berry chain across the dress. There's a lot going on here, but the structure is mind-blowing. I think the skirt is a great focal point because everything else works around it. No sleeves, a modest crown, and simple shoes. Because the skirt has so much detail, everything has to be toned down around it, and the result is a pretty strong outfit. The pink variant has a much simpler palette, which loses the drama, but it's cute. Overall, the first part does a great job displaying the series' new vision, including its strengths and weaknesses. Let's move on to part 2 and see how that vision evolves. Part 2 introduces 2 new brands, those being Flower March and Rosession. Flower March belongs to the mysterious Tsumugi. Her casual chord has a fun floral skirt and a princess feel. The performance chord definitely leans into that. The studded ribbons are really cute, and I love the white skirt. The clear layer is kinda ugly though. For a natural theme, it's odd that the dress is so angular and symmetric. Perhaps it's the game's style, but the organic shapes of the brand struggle to fit within the series' limited style. This is best seen with the Lily of the Valley chord and the Fairy Tale Bird chord. What kind of fabric are the flowers hanging onto? Why are the sock flowers a flat texture? The same is true for the meadow texture in Little Bird Fairy Tale. It's a lot of clutter with the big white birds, and both designs would benefit from greater visual clarity and a better use of space. It's a real shame too, because the tufted material is really pretty. Little Fairy and Flower Memory are the best examples of this brand's image. The former is a simple outfit with cute wings and a floral skirt, and the latter is a really ornate princess dress. The white daisies populate the dress, with pretty green vines and orange ribbons. I think it's a masterclass in Aipri design. A simple dress that's elevated by its colors and accessories. These are the best of the brand so far. Rosession is a gothic brand that belongs to Tamaki Nikkaido, the elegant vice president of the student council. Her casual chord is an elegant blue dress with a modest feel. As a performance outfit, it's pretty strange. While the boots and hat are cleanly designed, the messy skirt clashes with the elegant feel. You can see the designer's intent with the elegant top, but the skirt is such a mess. The Buzzloom chord cleans it up a little, but the top and bottom half feel divorced. Even the skirt structure lacks the elegant detail on the sleeves, collar, or shoes. It's not the worst, but it's really bad. The other chords are Rose Prince, Romance Chandelier, and Inspired Detective. They all fit the gothic theme pretty well. The chandelier chord is such a beautiful yet campy design. It's a really creative decision. I love how the shoes and bust replicate the chandelier pattern, and overall it's just very consistent. I really like this one. Rose Prince is really dramatic, and it reminds me a bit of Amane from the previous season because it's very boyish in silhouette. For a rose theme, I do admire their restraint, though they could have thrown a bunch of flowers on it, but they made it something elegant instead. The cuts and lines are especially clean. Finally, there's Inspired Detective, which is pretty standard, but I do like the flair they've added to it, just to give it that pretty series charm. It reminds me a lot of Lemon's brand from the last season, Radiant Abyss. So far, Rosession seems to be about classic romantic themes, and it's pretty good at that, but let's catch up with the other brands in this part. Part 2 introduces 2 duo chords, those being Elegant Jewel and Fresh Lemon. The Fresh Lemon chords looked pretty gaudy when I first saw them, but I've grown to appreciate the harsh contrast. I think the split between the check pattern and the lemon slice is pretty harsh in terms of detail, but I kind of respect it now. It looks really nice in the illustrations, but when I first saw it, it looked so bad. The elegant jewel cords aren't much better, with a cheap sheer skirt and tacky jewels. The dresses aren't terrible, but the choices in color and texture feel so off. It's just really hard to look at. In both cases, the cords theme feels smashed into an already iffy design. These are pretty rough. The same is true for the Grand Prix prize, which is Rose Grand Prix. It is a solid purple dress with a sheer skirt and rosy sleeves. Amazing accessories, but where are the patterns? Wouldn't the glitter look better on the dress? It's not as elegant as it's trying to be, which is a huge letdown. Thankfully, the rest of the cords this part are much better. First up, there's Poppin' Heart's Sunflower Summer, which is a cute sunflower dress with, well, the name is on it. I really love the colors on this one. The sky pattern on the skirt flows really well into the sunflowers and peach pleats. It's got such a fresh and inviting vibe. Next up, there's Magician Cat, which has a really good mix of playful and serious elements. The shorts, coat, and hat are paired with a blue skirt and frilly socks. It's all very whimsical, but the clean lines give it structure. I especially love the pink colorway for pushing the contrast. The brand also gives us Milky Way, which is a nice patterned kimono. It's really cute. Finally, there's Checkmate, which is a standout for Scarlet Butterfly. The chest theme is blunt, but it really carries the design. One of the challenges with Aipri is that due to its flatter style, the plainer pieces look worse, so I'm always glad when they just throw everything into a design. The third volume of Aipri introduces Bear Bear Bear, Rainbow Candy, as well as new trio outfits. Let's cover them in that order. Bear 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 is student council member Rinrin's brand and reminds me of Fua Fua Dream from Aikatsu. Rinrin's Aipri outfit has a warm medieval vibe, mainly from the corset and skirt. The buzz loom is pretty and flows well, with a fun use of neon along the bows and skirt. It's just really clean. The next cord, Goodnight Mary, is even better. A dramatic poofy nightgown with sheep accessories. The paste stars and the night sky are the perfect space to lay the sheep on. The structured detail of the top is balanced by the freeform skirt, which is more abstract. The slippers are also the perfect touch. There's a morning variant of this one too, but I'm not a fan of its colors. The morning gradient is very cute, but the top is just the wrong color to me. Finally, we'll cover Tea Party, which is a mess. A check pattern and a cookie print does not a good design make. The kettle bow is cute, but the biscuits are just overkill. The pieces already carry the theme, so throwing on a busy pattern and a bunch of blunt accessories just looks ugly to me. The next new brand is Rainbow Candy, which belongs to Airi, Rinrin's partner. Airi's main outfit is pretty bland, being a white two-piece set with open-toed shoes. The candy wrapper armband is cute, but honestly, it's not that creative. The buzz-loom is pretty fun though. Just like Rin's, the skirt mixes two neon patterns, with Airi's using a neon grid. The other two are pretty different and highlight a major issue with this brand. First, we have Colorful Candy, which spins a gumball machine into 3 unique pieces of clothing. I love every single one. The cute heart window is peak and the rainbow glove is perfect. It's such a fun use of the coords theme. On the other hand, we've got Tropical Summer, which is cute, but feels like a budget version of Street Art from Aikatsu, which has a better ripoff in its own series. It's just such a generic concept. The overall theme for Rainbow Candy is pretty loose, which makes the cord a hit or miss. I'm hoping that there's more consistency in the future. Looking at Airi and Rinrin's cords, I don't really like them. It kind of feels like generic Love Live material, no offense, I enjoy Love Live, but neither is all that interesting in terms of colors and pieces, and the gap in detail is so hilarious. Why is the bear one so extravagant? Save some detail for your partner. I will admit it has a fantasy charm which pairs well with the medieval vibe, but there should be a bit more going on with them. Thankfully, Secret Friends have a much better unit cord. This is a trio of Himari, Mitsuki, and Tsumugi, and their unit cords are really cute. I love how elegant their buzz looms are. They're usually glowing anyway, so I don't really mind when these ones lack detail or a big motif. The trio also get new mermaid cords, and these are another standout of the season, with a simple theme executed beautifully. I have no notes. The other aquatic chords are Gorgeous Goldfish and Refreshing Marine. One has too much detail, the other too little. On a serious note, Gorgeous Goldfish is the exact level of camp I miss from Prepara. It takes full advantage of the stronger engine to render those textures and pieces. The final chord is Lady Flight, an air hostess outfit with weighty pieces and a sky blue palette. The airplane accessories are cute too. Overall, this was a pretty weak volume. I didn't like the new brands too much, and the standalone chords were kinda hit or miss. At least the unit chords got better. The fourth volume of Aipri introduces Love My Music, a punk alternative brand with lots of musical motifs. This brand belongs to Chi, and her default outfit is pretty cool. It's a rebellious take on a school uniform. Cropped shirts, thigh-high stockings, you get the vibe. As a buzz loom, it gets darker, adds gloves, and accessorizes the boots. I think it's pretty cool as far as generic music outfit goes. Little Devil Rock is my personal favorite for how abstract it feels. The pieces are drawn really flat with a loud texture, but I love it. I looked up the game footage and the extreme shapes add edge to this simple outfit. The guitar cape on the skirt is the perfect accessory. Punkish Penguin mixes a studded rock outfit with goofy penguin accents, and I love that too. It's just got really good contrast. The final new piece is Prank Monster, which pairs a cute theme with a harsh color palette. You can tell what this brand is about. You take a cute thing, you take a cool thing, you smash them together, add some dark colors, add some light colors. It's really effective. Beyond the new brand, there is a new unit chord, Miracle Halloween. A puffy dress with a witch hat and starry stockings. The chord's shapes and colors capture the autumn skies of Halloween with enough dark accents to carry the witch theme. The final witchy chord is Ghost Halloween, which reminds me a lot of my old fan art. I guess the spider web is just an obvious inspiration for a witchy dress. I love that Rosession always gets the most intricate detailed outfits. The delicate jewelry is a huge plus. I think the starry texture is a bit lazy, especially on the top half, but the skirt uses them well. The black inner skirt feels boring too. It's a great design, but with a few tweaks to the pattern and color distribution, I feel it could have been better. Herbarium has a beautiful texture, but the flower petals take it overboard. I think the shoes especially look tacky. It's a bit too blunt. Flower pattern, flower trim, flower accessories, and flower shoes. Sometimes you need more than one idea. On the opposite end of that is Star Cowgirl with every cowboy detail you can think of. I think the main colorway for this outfit is a mess, but the blue variant is really good. Here, the brown and blue work together, allowing the cow print to stand out. The original's palette is just kind of a mess to me. Speaking of mess, Painting Palette is a cute baggy uniform with paint streaks all over it. It's a really cute outfit, and I kinda wish Fluffy Monster was the same. The bland gray base is something I'll never understand. Just look how much cuter any other variant is. Palette aside, I love how playful it is. The final chord of this part is Classic Library, which I believe I saw a comment about today. I mean, what even is this? I'm not really impressed by the blunter designs of Aipri that lean too hard on one motif. It works in Lady Flight because the air hostess costume doesn't need an airplane slapped on it, but this library chord, it's just ridiculous. I do like the feather chords though, they remind me of magical girl outfits. Anyway, with part 4 done, it is time for us to cover part 5. Volume 5 introduces Tsumugi's new form as she turns into a magical princess. Why does this happen? I don't know. I didn't watch this season. The new buzz loom keeps the bust and adds a massive flower skirt. It's not the bust, it's the bodice. While I love this idea, I wish there was more texture. The dress looks beautiful in CGI, but without the buzz loom, it's pretty plain. I much prefer the flower memory cord. While it keeps the monochrome palette, the added texture brings the cord to life. I understand the fabric used in each part of the design. The Princess Buzzloom dress just doesn't exist in reality. It's too abstract. Aurora Snow is another great example. This one is also a big dress, but because of its texture, You can imagine how the fabric would behave. The gradient also makes each part of this dress looks interesting. I hope this section clears up my criteria. Now would be a good time to cover the fairy tale chords. First, there's Fairy Tale Wonderland and Bouncing Rabbit, aka Alice and the White Rabbit. Bouncing Rabbit is a really cute fluffy outfit with heart clocks and bunny ears. It's just got beautiful shapes and clearly communicates its theme. Fairy Tale Wonderland shares the heart-shaped clock but adds little of note. It's pretty much every Alice outfit that you've ever seen. It's good, I just wish it was great. They saved that creativity for the Raindrops chord, which is a colorful fusion of a raincoat and an umbrella. The collar and sleeves are a bit busy, but I do appreciate the cloud pattern. It's very beautiful. You'd think it would be messy all layered up like that, but the colors help to keep it readable. Next up, we have Orientalism with Fairy Tale Arabian Nights. When I put those words together in that order, you probably know exactly what to expect. If you've seen one of these Oriental outfits, you've probably seen them all. Fairy Tale Snow White. Now that is a perfect outfit. It is one of the greatest outfits in this year's arcade series. It honestly reminds me of Aikatsu because this level of detail just isn't seen much in Aipri. The layered skirt, the striped armbands, the decorated bow, lace stockings. There's a lot going on, but there's still a clear hierarchy. The boldest elements are used sparingly, and anything too interesting is repeated. This dulls its effect and keeps the dress cohesive. It is perfect, and the recolor? I didn't think it could get any better, but somehow it did. Cinderella, though, is, it's interesting because you don't really see them do designs like this, but it's interesting to see how a normal dress would look in the game's style. All the intrigue is in the dress's shimmery texture, there's no big motifs, the jewelry is really delicate. It's just very interesting. Pop-In March is a really playful piece with a xylophone skirt and a jester hat. It's all very whimsical. The vertical lines lead your eye throughout the outfit, allowing the color to go wild. Scarlet Butterfly has Fantasy Snow and Sparkling Sun, which are so far apart. I can't imagine how these are in the same brand. As you go along, it feels like they just throw them into whatever bin doesn't have anything in it. Fantasy Snow is really simple, with a snowflake pattern, but I do like Sparkling Sun for its bold patterns. I'm not sure I fully know what cultural reference is being drawn here, but if you do know, let me know in the comments. The rainbow trim is an odd choice, but the shapes are all harmonic. It's pretty loud, but I'd say it's making a good point. Explorer is a furry safari outfit with various wild animal plushies. The orange colorway looks great, but the gap between the active, tougher pieces like the shorts and coat and the softer plushies and fur just feels a bit too wide. Even the hat feels off. I think it could work with fewer elements. A lot of these just throw everything at the wall to mixed results, and here the pieces don't even feel like they're for the same climate. Would the fur really be that comfortable if it was hot? Would the khaki be that comfortable if it was cold? I don't know, I just don't think they put a lot of thought into it. Bear 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 comes in with Fortune Teller, which believes in its patterns a bit too much. Why put pastel patterns on a pastel skirt? It's an odd choice when the rest of the chord understands contrast. My eyes are drawn to it before I noticed the beautiful hooded top and the whimsical shoe and headpieces. Now just take a look at the black recolor and tell me this version isn't better. Here the skirt stands out in a good way. It's amazing what a simple change in palette could do. The same is true for Thundercloud. The main palette is fine and so is the dreamy one, but the black one? That is the perfect design. She looks like a Pokemon trainer. This is Pikachu's favorite outfit. The black storm clouds make very obvious use of the poofy fabric, and the one thing I'd change is making her right boot black for asymmetry. I was honestly shocked when this came out because it's such a fun costume. It's very eye-catching, the colors are perfect, and I kind of wish it had been used in some kind of merchandise. 10 out of 10. That piece is the perfect place to move on to our final volume, Volume 6. We'll start right off with the big new super dress, Princess Aipri Buzzloom. This design has grown on me. I used to hate it for the Illuminage flashbacks, but it's honestly not terrible. It's got a better shape than the Princess Buzzloom, and the tiara lights are a cute idea. Turning them into a rainbow panel is a bit excessive, but I think it's fun. Maybe I've grown a little. Secret Friends get the unit chord Valentine Letter, whose major motif is actually chocolate. It's a patterned coat with some heart shapes and a cute letter bag. I also feel that the coat is a bit random. Maybe it just fits the winter season. Miracle Moon gives us girly piano, which is really ornate. The musical notes on the staff across the collar and skirt add a lot more to this theme. I also love how playful they got with the piano keys. The top hat is a great finishing touch. Classic Violin is a composer's outfit with shimmery bows and violin pins. I think the pins are overkill. I mean, the coat makes it obvious, but I do appreciate the peplum paired with the bloomers. The rich red bow feels festive and suits the season it was released in. I also like that the blue variant pairs well with girly piano. They just feel like they were designed to be in a set. Scarlet Butterfly gets Romance Rouge, which kind of feels like 3 outfits scrapped together. I think the tufted pieces feel too expensive for the red shimmer fabric, and it just makes for an odd mix. It's very uncomfortable to look at. Maybe they should have reined it in. Melody Chorus is a perfect example. A simple choir outfit with snowy colors and fur trim. The large size is supported by long, thin details like the ribbon and the dress's pleats. The final chord we'll look at is Dark Wish Melody, which belongs to Chi, who is also evil. This is an incredible design. I love how edgy it is. Neon green highlights feel rebellious, and the pieces are all really jagged. The zigzag patterns are all a mess, but it's fully intentional this time. I think it's one of the best outfits in the final volume. So why did I bother reviewing all these outfits? Well, that's because Aipri represents a major shift in pretty series design. We've covered a lot of fashion on this, so I remember during Aipri Magi, the series was going for more grounded proportions compared to Pre-chan, and even in their wildest outfit, they always based it off of real pieces and real fashion. So what happened next in Aipri is really interesting to me. It's quite simple but effective while leaning back into the camp that series like Pre-para and Pre-chan had. These are all very, very simple silhouettes and simple pieces, but through these constraints, the series can bring out almost any concept. Most of the outfits in Pop and Heart are just a small top and a wide skirt. Rosession is always ornate and elegant. Rainbow Candy is always playful. But the outfits rarely stray from these simple shapes. It's what makes the big super dresses so impactful. Aipri's fashion feels predictable. It always feels like home. Even in the second season, I'm always impressed by what they're able to pull despite their relatively flat design style. I'm excited to see the second season continue and look forward to a third, even though I won't be watching it. I just want to look at the clothes. And I'm really excited to be a Pretty Series fan because at least we have, one aspect of the new show to celebrate. The series is making money. Hopefully they'll use it to make something better eventually. If you are a fan of magical girls or idols, I recommend checking out the wiki. They've got pretty much everything there. And let me know what you think of Aipri's fashion. Not sure what I'll cover next, but I will see you guys next time.